If you've opened any social media apps over the last week, you know the 2026 World Cup is absolutely electrifying North America right now. The stadiums are packed, the fans are wild, and the soccer has been good too. The U.S. men's national team dominated Paraguay 4-1. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi tied the all-time scoring records with a hat trick. That is one of my own personal favorite memorable soccer moments that I watched live. But here's the thing. If you're only watching the games, you're missing the best part of the tournament. The real magic isn't happening on the pitch, which is the field for you soccer newbies. It's happening out on the streets. It's happening in local bars, college towns, and random neighborhood parks, where people who don't even speak the same language are currently high-fiving so hard it possibly hurts. And while the evening news loves to tell us how divided the world is, the rest of the planet is throwing a synchronized block party right outside our front doors. Today, we have 3 short stories instead of just one main story. They are all amazing stories of human connection that prove that sports are still the ultimate universal language. Let's start off in Massachusetts. Thousands of Scottish fans recently traveled for their match against Haiti over in Foxborough, where the Patriots play. Now, if you know anything about traveling sports fans, putting thousands of them into historic local bars can go a little sideways. But what happened in the pubs of Boston was pure joy. Instead of fistfighting, local residents and the Scots completely fused together. We're talking about packed pubs where local customers, who probably couldn't point to Scotland on a map and might not even care about soccer, were suddenly swaying back and forth, trying their absolute best to mimic the thick Scottish accents, learning some really old chants and singing as loud as they possibly could. These videos went viral because it just made people feel so damn good to watch them. And it wasn't just one night either. The connection grew so deep, so quickly, that the city of Glasgow is now going to team up with Boston as its newest sister city. So a soccer match, a few beers, well, actually a ton of beers, literally changed people from both of the 2 historic cities. It's amazing what a little buzz and an open mind can do. So next, we'll move on to the Midwest, specifically in Lawrence, Kansas, a town of roughly 100,000 people. When the Algerian national team was looking for a U.S. home base to train and live at during the tournament, they looked at the map and chose this classic American college town. Talk about 2 different cultures coming together. Who knows what would happen? Well, the people of Lawrence surprised many of us. The moment the team arrived, the entire town completely took them in. Local stores started blasting Arabic music out of their businesses. Neighbors painted yard signs, and local kids learned how to correctly pronounce the players' names. Overnight, this quiet community turned into a place of full Algerian support. When you see the videos of the players interacting with local families, you don't see any language barrier. You just see people treating people the way we all should hope to be treated. Lawrence didn't just host the team. They made them feel welcomed. They cheered for them, and they made them family. The cool thing about the World Cup is that it gives the lesser-known people the biggest spotlight. Look at what happened with the underdogs this first week of the tournament. We had teams like Cape Verde fighting to get a tie against a top team like Spain. We had Curacao scoring an epic first-ever World Cup tournament goal against Germany, who's always a good team. The stadiums practically shook from the raw emotion of fans who had waited their whole lives just to see their flag on the field, pitch, whatever you call it. And that brings me to the last of these 3 World Cup stories, possibly my favorite one of the week. The names are a little bit challenging to say, so don't bust my balls about it in the comment section. Hirochika Nakaki, I did it, is a very excited Japanese soccer fan who went viral after his heartwarming and energetic interview with Fox 4's Tessia Muzinga, how do you like that, in Dallas. It was just after a game and he was walking out. He kind of took over the interview with his raw energy and admitted that he didn't speak English very well. He said, "I'm excited. Yeah, baby. Let's go Japan." Tessia matched his energy with her own burst of excitement. I just think I said her name different the second time, but I'm trying. It had since been shared millions of times, spreading this pure feel-good moment of joy and human interaction. Nakaki had become a local legend around the Dallas stadiums, posing with fans from all over the world, taking pictures with them, all while holding a replica World Cup trophy. His happiness shows how unifying sports can be sometimes. If you enjoy hearing these positive stories, please follow this account. I wouldn't want you to miss any of these weekly podcasts that I post every Tuesday. So why are we talking about this today on Briefly Good? because it's incredibly easy to look at the world through our tiny screens and think we are hopelessly disconnected from each other. But these stories prove that when you take people out from behind their keyboards and put them face to face on a street corner, a pub, or a soccer field, our default setting as human beings, it's not anger. It's just curiosity, it's celebration, and it's figuring out how to high five without hitting each other in the face. The final scores of any of these games will eventually be forgotten, but how a community makes a stranger feel, that can last a lifetime. A reoccurring theme on this podcast seems to be the ripple effect, and you just never know how far and how many people your actions will impact. So here is your actionable mindset strategy for the week. Let's call it the front porch challenge. You don't need a global sports tournament to practice hospitality. Look around your own neighborhood, your workplace, or even your local coffee shop. Find someone who might seem a little bit out of their element, maybe a new coworker, a neighbor that you haven't met, or someone who just looks lost, which won't be hard to find. Instead of walking past and pretending to text somebody, step out of your comfort zone. Ask them a question. Start a conversation. Approach them with your curiosity instead of caution. You might not be able to join two global cities together, like Scotland and Boston, but you just might change the entire trajectory of somebody's week. I used to hate talking to cashiers and strangers in public. I'd honestly avoid it. I was always polite, but I never really engaged or elaborated much at all. I've been making an effort lately, and sometimes it may not be a full conversation, but maybe just a big smile and an occasional, how are you? It's not as scary anymore, and I've had a bunch of cool little interactions with people along the way. So give that one a try. You might be surprised by the results, and making other people smile could make you happy too. Before I let you go and get back to your day, let's close things out with our weekly tradition, our positive quote of the week to carry with you. There are no strangers here, only friends you haven't met yet. William Butler Yeats. My name's Scott, and this is the Briefly Good podcast, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Do something good today, even if it's brief.